Airport, Longmont, Colorado.
Hi, Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I'm Officer Ruprecht with the Longmont Police Department. I'm here to give you an escort to the Carnegie Library.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Before we get started, I need to check your identification to make sure you're the real Santa.
Oh, I think I am.
Thank you, sir. You're the real one. Let's get heading to the Carnegie Library.
Good, I got children waiting for me. Merry Christmas, children! Ho, ho! I am so glad you came to see me today. Hi! Can you give me 5? Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me a good one. So, good morning again, children. Today I want to tell you some stories, but really what I want to do is tell you some secrets. Do you like secrets? Uh-huh. But these are different secrets. These are secrets that you can tell other people with that, because they're really things that people don't know about me, about Santa Claus. Would that be okay if we tell some secrets? Now the first secret really maybe isn't a secret. It's something I have right here. Anybody know what this is? No, it's not a purse. It's not a purse. It is a bag. It's kind of a briefcase, and it has something very, very special in it. I'm going to read it to you. Whose picture is that? Yes. List of children who are nice. Always remember the second rule of the elves. There is room for everyone on the nice list. And I have to check it off. I'm just about ready to finish checking it once. Then I'm going to check it twice. And then noon on the day before Christmas, I have to sign that it's okay so they can start loading the sleigh with the presents. Now, would you help me today? Would you help me check the list? Would you tell me your name? Can you spell that? L-Y-R? L-Y-R-I-A. Lyra, I'm so glad you came. I have Lyric, but I don't have Lyran. L-Y-R-I-A. Right? L-Y-R-A. L-Y-R-A. So I'm going to use the magic pen, and I'm going to write it right in here. L-Y-R-A. And there it is, Lyra, right there. Can you tell me your name?
Aubrey.
No? What's your name? A-U-B-R-E-Y? Uh-huh.
I changed my name to Elsa.
A-U-B-R-E-Y. Right there it is, Aubrey. See it? What's your... Huh?
Isaac Meyer.
Isaac? Well, of course, Isaac. I know you're on here. I-S-A-A-C?
Yes.
Right there on the top of the column. What's your name? Eli? E-L-I? And I know you're on my list, Eli. Right there, Eli. So that's how I check the nice list. And I really appreciate your help. You know, Elf Samantha is the one that puts the list together for me. And when I was leaving the North Pole this morning, she came running out and said, Santa, you forgot to take the list with you. You're going to talk to children. You have to check the list. Now let's listen to a traditional Christmas song sung for us by Longmont's own group, the Jesters Victorian Carolers.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive the King. Let every heart prepare him room. And nature sing, and nature sing, and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Children, what are these? What kind of bells? Are they church bells?
Jingle.
Not quite. Well, they do jingle. Magic what?
Magic bell.
They are magic. What else about them? Can you tell me? What kind of bells? Well, do you see that plaque right there? Does anybody read that?
I can't
D-A-S-H-E-R. Dasher.
Santa.
Who's Dasher?
Your reindeer.
He's one of my reindeer. That's right. Can you,
He has the
these belong to Dasher. They're kind of loud, aren't they? I need a helper. Would you help me? Come here. Come over here. I like your shirt. Royally awesome, yes. Has anybody ever told you to be quiet, not to make so much noise? Have they told you that? I want you to turn right here. I want you to take two hands, one there, one over there. Make noise. Make lots and lots of noise. More noise. More. Up and down. Way up and down. Isn't that fun? Thank you. You can sit down. Now, how many reindeer do I use to pull the sleigh? 9. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. And who's out in front? With a red. Who is that one?
Dasher.
No, not Dasher.
It's Rudolph.
It's Rudolph, yes. So 9 reindeer have bells. They're noisy, aren't they? Okay, just...
Rudolph movie.
Yes, all right. Now, on Christmas Eve, all the reindeer are shaking their bells as we fly through the sky and land on rooftops. But these are magic bells. On Christmas Eve, if children are asleep, these bells will not wake them up, even if they're really loud. But if children are awake, they will hear the bells, and I can tell they hear the bells, and I can't stop and leave presents. 2 years ago, there was a boy down in, let's see, Tucumcari, New Mexico.
I have a book about you.
Okay, good. There was a boy down in Tucumcari, New Mexico named George was his name. And George decided he was going to stay up all night and see me deliver presents. So about 10 o'clock at night, when children are supposed to be asleep, we flew over his house. We didn't land yet. We flew over his house and the bells were ringing and he heard the bells. So we didn't stop and we kept going to other houses. Later that night, about 3 in the morning, we flew over again and I don't know how he did it, but he was still awake and he still heard the bells. Well, we came back one more time just as the sun was coming up and he heard the bells. He was still awake all night long. I don't know how he did that. So we didn't leave him any presents that year. The next year we came back over his house and it was a little bit earlier. It was about 9:30 at night and he was sound asleep and he didn't hear the bells, and so we stopped and left him some presents, and I left him a few extra because he hadn't gotten any the year before. So on Christmas Eve, if Mom or Dad say it's time to go right to bed, you go right to bed and go right to sleep. I know it's hard because you're all excited. Yeah, brush your teeth, go right to bed.
I went to bed.
Okay, good. So on Christmas Eve, go right to bed, right to sleep so that I can bring presents. Can you do that for me? Can you do that for me?
But I went in back because my feet were dirty.
Well, yeah, you got to wash your feet if they're dirty before you go to bed. But then you go to bed and go right to sleep, okay? All right. Now we're going to hear a story read in Spanish. Si llevas un ratón al cine.
Si llevas un ratón al cine, por Laura Numeroff. Si llevas un ratón al cine, te pedirá palomitas de maíz. Y cuando le des las palomitas de maíz, querrá hacer con ellas una guirnalda. Y después querrá colgarla en un árbol de Navidad. Tendrás que comprarle uno. De camino a casa, si ve el muñeco de nieve en el jardín del vecino, querrá hacer uno también. Y para la nariz necesitará una zanahoria. Una vez que haya terminado, querrá construir un fuerte y te pedirá que lo ayudes. Luego querrá hacer bolas de nieve y jugar a lanzarlas. Después de jugar tanto tiempo fuera, le entrará frío. Querrá entrar en casa y acurrucarse en el sofá. Te pedirá una manta. Una vez que se sienta cómodo y calentito, le gustará escuchar villancicos. Y tendrás que ponerle la radio. Es posible que empiece a cantar. Los villancicos le recordarán el árbol de Navidad y querrá hacer adornos para decorarlo. Le darás papel y pegamento. También te pedirá escarcha. Y cuando los adornos estén listos, los colocará uno a uno. Entonces, contemplará orgulloso su árbol. Y se dará cuenta de que le falta la guirnalda. Y querrá hacer otra. Entonces te pedirá palomitas de maíz. Y es casi seguro que si le das las palomitas de maíz, querrá que lo lleves al cine. El fin.
Now, I want to show you something else that's very magical. A key. But a magic key. Does it look magic? It feels like it's got lots of magic in it. Would you stand up for a minute? Turn around here. Now, I want you to hold it very carefully for me. It's heavy, isn't it? You know why? But it's not very big. Do you know why it's so heavy? Because it's full of magic. You can sit down. Now, a long time ago when I first started delivering presents, every house had a big fireplace in it, and I could come down the chimney with no problem. But today, many houses don't have chimneys. Does your house have a fireplace?
Not mine because I live in an apartment.
That's right. Many people live in an apartment.
What is there with this oil?
Well, but sometimes the chimneys are so small that I can't fit in there. Uh-huh. So houses that don't have nice big fireplaces, on Christmas Eve, it has to be Christmas Eve, Santa has to be holding the key very firmly, and then I wave the key in front of the door, any door, and it opens. Can you sit down? There we go. One time, I go in and I deliver presents, and then I come back out, and the door shuts, and it won't open again for another year. If I forget to take in a present, if I forget and leave my gloves inside, I can't do anything about it because I can't go back in. So this is the Christmas key, the magic Christmas key. Now let's listen to another traditional Christmas carol.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star up on the highest bough. Hang a shining star, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Oh, come let us adore thee. Have a merry Christmas. Jingle all the way. Deck the halls with colors of joy. Have a merry Christmas. Joy to the world. Deck the halls with colors of joy. Have a merry Christmas. Joy to the world. All the way. Have a merry Christmas. Joy to the world. Have a merry Christmas now. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star up on the highest bough. Hang a shining star, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Have a merry Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Did you hear that? That means someone is sending me a question through the Elf Network. Let's see what it is, shall we?
Hi Santa, how do you know what I want for Christmas?
Oh, that's a very good question. Santa stays in touch with parents all year long and finds out what their children want for Christmas and how they've been behaving. When you are ready to make up your list for Christmas presents, there are several ways you can do it. You can write it up and put it in an envelope and send it to me at the North Pole. A better way is to write it up and to give it to mom or dad and let them get it to me. And then the last way is you can write it up and put it on the refrigerator door. But a couple things you need to be aware of. Don't wait too long. The list needs to be finished a week, 10 days at least, or even earlier, before Christmas, if at all possible. The other thing is, don't make your list too long, because on a really long list, there's some things you really want and things that you don't want so much. And on a long list, you might not get everything, and you might get the ones you don't want so much. So make it a shorter list of things that you really want for Christmas. And that's the answer to that question. Oh, there it is again. Another question coming in on the Elf Network.
Hi, Santa. Does the reindeer fly?
Well, that's a very good question. Nobody really knows exactly how reindeer fly, but that's all right. You know, scientists still don't know how the bumblebee flies, but the bumblebee doesn't know that and keeps flying all summer long. And the reindeer are somewhat the same way. But I have a couple ideas. First of all, reindeer run really fast. Do you know that a baby reindeer that is only 1 day old can run faster than an adult man? They have to if they're going to learn how to fly. Secondly, reindeer's antlers are shaped very different than most deer. They kind of curve forward, where many deer will point off to the side or to the back. But I believe the pointing forward kind of operates like an airplane's wing and helps provide lift. And then, of course, the other thing that helps is there's always some Christmas magic around the North Pole, a lot of it on Christmas Eve, and that helps them fly too. So that's the answer to that question. You know, I have about 100 reindeer, but I always use the same ones on Christmas Eve because they're so good at it. Can you think of their names again? Who's out in front? Who's out in front? Rudolph is out in front. Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Now Cupid's a very special reindeer also. Cupid is the love reindeer. She loves everybody. And do you know what Cupid likes to do? She likes to cuddle. Do you like to cuddle?
Yeah.
Do you cuddle with a blankie? Or with mom or dad or a puppy or a kitty? Isn't cuddling fun? I like to cuddle. Well, now wait a minute. Cupid isn't a puppy, is she? What is she?
A reindeer.
A reindeer. She weighs about 425 pounds. And what's on her head most of the year?
Horns.
Antlers, that's right. So she comes up and starts cuddling, and her antlers accidentally catch under your coat and rip, there goes your coat. So you have to say, Cupid, I love you. I'm going to go put on an old coat, and then I will come back and cuddle with you a bit. And that's the story of Cupid, the love reindeer.
Did she tell yours?
Huh?
Did she tell yours?
Does she what?
Tell yours?
Yeah, accidentally she tears my coats and sweaters with her antlers. She doesn't mean to. She's a very nice reindeer, very gentle, very loving, and likes to cuddle.
Well, do you
Now,
know
can I tell you something else about the reindeer? There's a problem. Do you know where I live? What part of the world I live on?
the North Pole?
The North Pole. And where do the reindeer live? Where do the reindeer live?
Is there tracks at the North Pole?
Oh, not usually. Where do the reindeer live? They live with me, so they live where?
In the North Pole?
At the North Pole. Do carrots grow at the North Pole? It's all ice and snow most of the year, very cold. No, carrots don't grow there. So reindeer's tummies are different than people's tummies. And reindeer's tummies, because they're not used to eating carrots, don't handle carrots very well. But reindeer really love carrots.
Do you have a
So,
house?
Yes, Mrs. Claus and I live in a house, very nice. So the problem is many children leave carrots for the reindeer on Christmas Eve. But their tummies can't handle them. And it's not very nice to talk about. Carrots give reindeer gas. And who sits behind the reindeer?
You.
Yes. So on Christmas Eve, if you could use celery or crackers or cut the carrots into really, really tiny little pieces, that would be great. Could you do that for me?
I'm going to eat crackers for the reindeer.
Crackers for the reindeer would be great. Now, some children leave cookies for Santa. If you don't, that's all right. I get plenty of cookies. You know, on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning when I get back, Mrs. Claus always says, "How many cookies did you eat, Santa?" And I say, "I don't know. I was too busy to count them." Because I eat lots of cookies on Christmas Eve. What's your favorite cookie?
My favorite chip.
Chocolate chip.
Mine is chocolate chip peanut butter.
Chocolate chip peanut butter.
Sprinkle.
What's yours?
Sprinkle.
Sprinkles. What's your favorite cookie?
Sprinkle with
Frosting? Do you like frosted cookies, sugar cookies for Christmas? What's your favorite cookie?
chocolate.
Chocolate cookies. Those are good. I like all of those, except I don't like peanut butter very much. But I'm glad you do. Mrs. Claus loves peanut butter cookies. With peanut butter? Yeah, I don't really like that, but Mrs. Claus really likes that.
Peanut butter.
Uh-huh.
I like
That's good.
chocolate.
Yes, I like chocolate too. So anyway, if you leave something, that's fine, but if not, that's okay, because I get plenty of cookies on Christmas Eve. Now let's listen to one of America's most popular Christmas stories. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement C. Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the crest of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, top of the porch to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
The next thing I think we need to do is I need a special helper. Would you like to help me? All right, come up here. Show everybody. You have boots with flowers and snowflakes on them. You have a lovely blue sweater. I need you to hand me one present. Okay, and you can just stand there, or you can just stand there for a minute. So this is for Finian. Finian, come up here, please. Come on, step right up here. Hi there. What would you like for Christmas, Finian?
A Ninja Turtle set.
A Ninja Turtle set. Aren't those fun? Okay, I will see what I can do, all right? Is there anything else you want to ask me? No? All right. Finian, I have a present for you, but don't open it yet. Can you wait till we all open them together?
A real live dog.
A real live dog.
With a leash.
With what?
With a leash.
With a leash? A pink leash? Uh-huh. And who's going to feed the dog every day?
It's a toy one.
Oh, a toy dog. So not a real live dog, just a toy dog with a leash. Thank you. And this one is for Lyra. Lyra?
Oh, yeah.
Lyra. Who's Lyra? You're Lyra. Did I forget? Did you forget? We forgot it's Lyra. Come on up here, Lyra. What would you like for Christmas?
A real live cat.
A real live cat. Who's going to feed the kitty cat?
Me.
Who's going to clean up the poop?
My dad.
No, it doesn't work that way. Is it going to be your kitty or your dad's kitty?
My kitty.
Then you have to clean it up.
Oh,
Yeah. What would you like for Christmas?
Polar Express.
A Polar Express? Isn't that fun? Can you tell me the sound the Polar Express makes? Uh-huh. Toot toot. I love trains. Do you like? Everybody else like trains? They're fun, aren't they? What would you like for Christmas?
Elsa doll.
An Elsa doll. Those are very pretty, aren't they?
Actually, Elsa Barbie.
Elsa Barbie doll. Uh-huh. I'll see what I can do. What would you like for Christmas, Isaac?
A radio control car.
A remote control car. Can you tell me more? Do you want a red one or a blue one?
It's gonna be red.
Like my car? Okay.
His favorite color is purple.
And you want big tires or little tires? You want off-road?
I want off-road and big tires.
Off-road and big tires. That would be really fun, wouldn't it? Would you like?
Bear skate.
A bear what?
Bear skate.
Bear skates?
Oh no, bear toy
Bear toy?
with remote control.
With remote control? Remote control bear? And what kind of a noise does a bear make?
A ground.
Can you make a bear noise?
It makes that noise.
Can you do a roar?
Roar.
Roar. So what would you like for Christmas? Would you like a dolly? A pink dolly? That would be fun, wouldn't it? Or how about a stuffed animal? A soft stuffed animal? Those would be fun too, wouldn't they? Okay. Here you go. What would you like for Christmas?
A Polar Express.
Polar Express, another Polar Express. You got to tell me what a Polar Express sounds like.
Woo woo.
Excellent.
Chugga 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 chug. Woo woo. Chugga 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 choo choo.
Excellent. Okay,
In Spanish.
in Spanish. I will see what I can do, all right? Here you go. Merry Christmas. What would you like for Christmas?
A microphone.
A microphone? What are you going to do with a microphone? Are you going to yell at people with it? No? Are you going to tell stories with it? Tell stories? Are you going to sing? Oh, I like to hear you sing. You know, I hear children, when you're singing, I hear you. I love to hear children sing or make music. On Christmas Eve, Mom and Dad are going to tell you to do something, and you need to do it. What are they going to ask you to do? Go to bed, and when you go to bed, what are you going to do? Stay awake? You're going to go right to sleep, right? All right. Thank you, children, and I will see you all Christmas Eve, but you won't see me. You have to be sound asleep. Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming, children. You're welcome, children.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them ring, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene. And above all this bustle you hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, ring-a-ling, hear them ring, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day.